Yo, can I tell you something? And we have a lot of topics to get to. I promise we're gonna get to them. So I've been studying Nike lately, right?
Okay, talk
and
to him.
I think the most interesting thing about Nike is, I think Phil Knight is the most underrated billionaire in our society. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. We see, and how I got to this from the Lyft and Uber thing, there are actually a lot of smaller companies that are trying to come up. We don't ever hear about them, but a lot of smaller companies trying to do that share riding thing. They're usually local. Like in Long Island, it's like 5 of them.
Ooh.
Yeah, where it's like, yo, you get an app and you're calling a local Long Island car share like ride service. And it's usually a lot cheaper. And Phil Knight, I think, when we hear about Nike, we think about the cream of the crop. We think about the top brand in America right now, period. Right? Other than Apple, Nike is probably the top brand, right? And we say, oh, Adidas is okay, but it isn't Nike. Under Armour is okay, but it isn't Nike. Puma is okay, but it isn't Nike.
Nah, don't put Puma and Nike in the same sentence.
Puma is a big brand. Nah, we don't play soccer. Like for people who play soccer and stuff, Puma is a big brand. All of those shits came before Nike. They all existed before Nike, and Phil Knight was a broke college student and decided, I'm going to go against Puma and Adidas. Adidas. That's how you pronounce it properly. Adidas.
Oh, for real? Adidas?
Yeah, Adidas, yeah.
Ooh, that's hot.
That's Adidas, that sounds hot, right?
I'm rocking that Adidas.
Adi, nigga, not Adidas. I got that Adidas, nigga.
Adidas.
So, yeah, he decided. He decided. You're childish. He decided, like, listen, I'm about to go against this big corporation, and for an 18, 19-year-old kid, that's a big task. And I think, I suppose, I don't know personally. I mean, it's probably a lot of young people out there cooking up in their basements that we don't know about. But I feel like people in today's society kind of succumb to these big companies, as opposed to where we think that, oh, they're already making the money. We shouldn't even try. Like, why doesn't Amazon have a competitor?
That's true.
Right? Why is no one trying to become the better version of Amazon?
Walmart is trying.
Well, Walmart is trying to gain back some market share.
That's true.
True. Amazon took a lot of market share that Walmart used to have, so they're trying to get it back. But yeah, because I think Walmart was the place where you went for everything, right? If you needed something, you don't know where to get it, go to Walmart. Amazon is now that, so they're trying to get back some market share. But yeah, I think that's the coolest part about Nike. Do some research on Nike and Phil Knight, man. It's honestly very, very motivational. The way that company came about to what it is now, it's crazy.
Yeah, and the gentleman ran the fastest marathon run in Nike shoes.
Yeah.
I believe they banned those shoes. They're like $200. I don't know the name of the shoes.
Was it the Cortez?
I don't know. They're the ones with the big foam at the bottom, and
the Cortez.
They make you bounce when you run, bounce forward.
When was this? Was this recently?
I would say a year ago, 2 years. It's a documentary on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
And you go to Nat Geo. Yeah, Nat Geo.
But yeah, do some research on the Nike, man. The way it happened is crazy. Phil Knight literally took a trip to China, met someone, started selling shoes for the guy, and this is to show you the power of today's society and like regular people like us. If you can push a product, even if you don't own it, you become the most powerful person in that trade. Phil Knight and them did not own the shoes, but they were the ones selling it. Therefore, they were the ones getting the feedback. Right? They were the one getting the what's the word that they always use with TikTok and stuff? The data that is so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that it's dangerous. It's profitable. Nike, Phil Knight was able to own Nike because he was getting the data on how to make the shoes better, to the point where the manufacturer, the guy who was making it, he became second nature in the business. Mm-hmm. Right? Phil Knight was the one basically creating the shoes. Like, yo, put this on it. This is what they want. Yo, put that on it. This is what they want. And by the time their contract ended with that guy, he had enough capital to say, listen, we know how to make the best shoes. This motherfucker doesn't know shit. Let's create our own shit. And they took off.
Also, Phil Knight is saying that the other gentleman doesn't know shit. So
he didn't know shit.
No shit as in what? Didn't know the
didn't know how to. So let me explain to you. So Phil Knight went to China, right? He met a gentleman, say you, and you have his shoes. And the shoes was originally for jogging. Another reason why Nike got really big is because they brought jogging to America and sold the fact that if you want to be a jogger, you need to wear Nikes. It was actually low-key illegal to jog. Like, people were getting arrested left and right when they first started jogging. It's like, yo, why is this dude running through my neighborhood? You know what I mean? This is kind of weird.
Oh, so that's funny. So it was just random. It was
random.
Kind of weird to see people run.
Yeah, it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing. Like, you see how we see people running now and it's normal? No one was running. And now you see someone run through your neighborhood like, yo, somebody just ran through my neighborhood. Come pick this nigga up, please. Mm-hmm. To answer your question, so Phil Knight went and got the guy. He's like, okay, these are the best running shoes in Japan. Brought them to America, started selling like 3,000 units a month. Now, shoes are kind of in the beginning stages, so a lot of people are saying, like, listen, maybe let's say, for example, oh, my feet hurt here. I think we need a little bit more cushion here. Or I think the laces need to be longer because I need to tie them tighter. Or whatever reason, I like the red better than the black. I like this color wave. So they're selling the most shoes, even though the guy owns it. So they're getting all the data on how to improve the shoes. And they're constantly calling the guy like, hey, this is the improvements you need to make. So when their contract was up with him, they knew how to make the best shoes. Because the guy was actually taking all the advice from them. And that's how they took over. And they never looked back. And timing is so important. The year they got out of the contract with this guy, the Olympics was held in America. And guess what? Niggas they didn't even have money like that. Just gave a lot of athletes it. Probably promised them a lot of fucking money. And some of these athletes won gold. Some of these athletes became the most popular athletes in the world. And Nike became fucking Nike. And they've been growing ever since. So shout out to Nike, man.
Shout out to Nike. What I'm getting out of that is outsource your work, people.
Yes.
Outsource your work. As in, a perfect example right now, we seeing is Barstool. Barstool is on Deion Sanders' Instagram. Deion Sanders wears Barstool hats.
Yes.
Who else is there? It's Wallow and
Gilly. Gilly and Wallow, actually.
Gilly and Wallow. They have the Barstool logo on all the IG posts.
Yeah.
You know, outsource your work. Let other people take care of it because the notice that they're gonna get from what they do, it's just gonna make you better.
And that's actually like in the Phil Knight documentary, that's actually a key point they point out. He never wanted to be the main guy, like the only one promoting it, but also don't outsource your work to one person. Have what's the word I'm looking for?
A team,
basically a team, a bunch of contractors that's pumping the work for you, so that they do what they do, and it all comes back to you. There's a 48 laws of power, man. Try to take as much credit as you can, but do that by dispersing the work, and all of it is gonna come back to you.
And yet again, money talks.
Money talks and bullshit walks. So shout out to Phil Knight, man. Very, very inspirational story.
Just me on a little fitness tip.
And like that, we're out.
All right,
we out.
Boom. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Ever told on a nigga? Nope. Ever squeezed the trigger?